Hello, everyone. I am so excited to see you today. Today, I want to take you behind the scenes, not to sell you something, but to share why this work exists and why the four-step daily flow practice is the very first offering inside the KNL CO LAB. Because this practice didn't come from marketing strategy, it came from lived experience, from struggle, from longing, and from a deep desire to build something more sustainable for myself and for others like me. This practice is foundational. It's the starting point for finding your center and learning how to operate in alignment with your highest potential. Before strategy, before scaling, before doing more, you need a way to come back to yourself. Mastering a mindfulness practice, especially one rooted in journaling for self-reflection, is one of the quickest ways I know to feel more energized and accomplished in your business. Achieve real work-life balance, overcome burnout, and reconnect with your higher calling. Without this foundation, even the best strategies can feel heavy. With it, everything changes. When I left corporate to build my own business, I genuinely believed freedom would solve everything. More flexibility, more autonomy, more control over my time. What I didn't expect was how lonely and emotionally demanding entrepreneurship could be without structure, regulation, or community. I've lived with depression and career anxiety since high school. And when I became an entrepreneur, those inner challenges didn't disappear. They intensified. Journaling became my lifeline, my way back to myself again and again. Not to fix myself, but to listen. That's where journaling for self-reflection first became a mindfulness practice for me, a place where I could regulate, process, and reconnect. When I moved to Hawaii, I discovered a place called Happiness U. And honestly, I don't think I would be the person I am today without it. This was a community that offered spiritual nourishment in a way I had never experienced before. The founder, one of the greatest mentors of my life, Alice Inouye, rooted everything she taught in love, acceptance, and gratitude. At Happiness U, we studied divinity practices, productivity topics, mindfulness practices, but more than that, we practiced being human together. I became part of their scholarship program and joined a cohort of like-minded individuals, all pursuing their dreams side by side. It was a safe space to dream out loud, as if our visions could truly become reality. Before that, I realized I had never experienced unconditional support like that, ever. Once I was inside that community, it felt like a switch flipped in my life. I suddenly began making progress on goals I had been stuck on for years. Not because I was working harder, but because I was surrounded by people who focused on possibility instead of fear, love, support, regulation, belonging. That environment changed my nervous system. And when your nervous system changes, your life follows. By the way, Happiness U still exists today through the Happiness U Hui. I'll link it in the description if you're interested. Now, I want to recreate that kind of nurturing, supportive environment specifically for solopreneurs. Because after 7 years in business, I can clearly see how crucial community is to long-term success. And I believe solopreneurs are one of the most influential groups of people on this planet. According to Inc.com, Yahoo Finance, and Success.com, there are roughly 29.8 million solopreneurs in the US, representing over 80% of all small businesses and generating approximately 1.7 trillion in revenue. That means you are powerful, and the world needs you balanced, regulated, connected to your center, and building from a place that takes the greater good to heart. As a solopreneur, you are both the visionary and the engine of your business. You must balance intuition with execution, wear every hat, marketing, sales, fulfillment, admin, and turn personal growth into business growth. Your inner world directly shapes your outer results. You're not just building a business, you're building a deeply personal legacy where your values, energy, and mindset shape everything you create. And it's time for you to receive the structure and support you so generously give to everyone else. This isn't a course you complete and move on from. It's a practice you return to daily because the greatest changes come from the smallest actions taken consistently over time. In the book, Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg, he explains that lasting transformation doesn't come from massive overhauls. It comes from small, repeatable behaviors that are easy enough to sustain and meaningful enough to stick. That's exactly how this mindfulness practice works. Small, gentle, daily, and powerful. I'm not teaching you what to think. I'm teaching you how to listen, how to tune into your own inner guidance, how to regulate before you create, how to lead yourself daily through mindfulness practice, through journaling for self-reflection, through relationship with yourself. If this resonates, you're warmly invited to join the priority list. I'm inviting just 22 founding members to join me for the very first run of this program. This group will receive a version of the experience that will never be offered again, and I would truly love to have you. The link is in the description. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video.